I didn't want to be a rock star, and I didn't want to be a movie star. No pictures, please. I wanted to be a health-based culinary expert, a cook star, and so can you. Hi, my name is Remmi, and today on Cook Time with Remmi, we're going to prep and cook one of my favorite dishes called apple and carrot sauté. Okay, first things first. The #1 rule on Cook Time with Remmi is that you always check with a parent or an adult before you start cooking. Next, it's very important to wash your hands before you start any cooking. Today we're making apple and carrot sauté. I love this dish. It tastes great, plus it's good for you. Now the next thing we need to do is get our cooking pots, pans, and bowls. So here's our sauté pan. And the ingredients you'll need for this dish are orange juice, olive oil, honey, water, parsley, celery, onion, cornstarch, carrot, apples, and some salt and pepper. Did you know the average American consumes 19 pounds of apples a year? First, we're gonna add olive oil to our sauté pan. About a tablespoon. And then we're going to add some onions, already sizzling here, and some celery. And then I'm going to stir it around a little bit. And then you're probably going to want to saute for around 2 minutes, or at least until the onions are tender and celery is tender. Now I'm going to add some water to the pan. And be a little careful here though, because it might get some steam. And then we're going to add our carrots. And you just want to keep your carrots in the pan until they get tender. And now we're going to simmer for around 5 minutes. Now it's been simmering for around 5 minutes, plus we drained the water. So we're going to go to our next step, which is add some honey. Throw that in there. And then we're going to add some orange juice. And finally, our apples. And actually, a cool fact is that apples are an easy fruit to access year-round, mainly because there's around 2,500 varieties grown each year in the US, so there's plenty. And we're gonna let this probably saute for around 2 minutes. Now it's been sauteing for 2 minutes. I say it's okay to add our next thing. We have our cornstarch and water. We're gonna mix together. Get all that cornstarch in there. And then just stir it up. Get a little thick. And then we're going to pour it in there. I'm going to add some salt and some pepper. I'm going to stir it up again. Stir it up. And then I'm going to let it simmer for around 2 minutes. Now it's been simmering for about 2 minutes, so I think it's time to plate. Just get our plate over here. Put it in the middle, get all of our ingredients. Some apples and celery and onions. Some more carrots. And then, and then we're gonna garnish it with some parsley for some freshness. And then you have your apple and carrot sauté. When you're cooking, it's always very important to make sure ingredients measurements are right. And the ingredients you use should always be as fresh as possible so your food tastes the best. Remember the cook time rule. You should always have all 5 food groups whenever eating each meal. Cooking is fun, and the food you make should taste good and be healthy for you. Now for my favorite part, the taste test. The apples in this, they're tender, but they still have a nice punch to them, so that's why I love them. Also, the glaze is a great combination between the orange juice and the honey and the cornstarch. It has some subtle sweetness there. Thanks for hanging out with me on Cook Time with Remmi. See See you next time when we'll be making green bean and potato curry. All kids should lead a healthy, active, and nutritious life. And we all play a role educating young people about healthy choices, including 16 million children at risk of hunger in the U.S. Join me in Sodexo to help raise awareness about the 1 in 5 children at risk of hunger by visiting an online youth action center at www.nokidhungry2.org.
And this is Remmi green screen.
Or is it?
Crece, es loco.
Chew, like fake chew.
This is my favorite belt. I'm going crazy. I was going to say something else, but darn. Now it's for I'm tongue guy. Okay. See you next time. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me on Cook 10. Hello. Say
Bye bye, adios.
aloha, ciao.